Like, we understand that. Kola very, very gifted. And then Louis, of course, Louis has done some amazing things in the community, just not consistency. You know what I mean? Louis, to me, great player, can definitely hang with the best of them, just does not always perform as consistently. And I would love to see this be a tournament for Louis, just consistently, boom, 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 start to just get into that top 8, no problem. A lot on the line at this tournament, Kola. I'm not just talking about the prize pool. 6 spots to Summit up for grabs, and those are very coveted spots.
Very, very coveted spots. And a lot of these guys have been there before, but you always want to go back and get another piece of that pie. Yeah. So this is going to be one of the first steps for both of these players, a monumental and monumentally difficult match. This game 1 will go to Battlefield. Luis getting off to a little bit of a hotter start, but Kola, of course, you cannot cool him down. He is always playing with heat, even as he does get toasted by Luis.
100%. I mean, that's the good thing about Kola and just Roy in general, right? So many burst options. At any given point, you could just explode with this character. Kola, of course, understanding that. So even when you do find yourself having to be at a deficit, you understand it does not necessarily have to last for too much longer. Oh, trying to find that landing. And I'll tell you one thing. We watched a Palu ditto. I don't think we saw one up smash connect. The first KO in this one from our boy Louis, what's he do? KO with the up smash.
And he almost got returned upon in Kai, but yeah, no, this is partially down to the stage and certainly down to a playstyle thing as well. Like, Luis loves his up smashes, and particularly when he has a good read on you on that juggle, if he stays grounded, he can do it. Kola not getting the back air that he needed. He just did not get the drift.
All right, trying to get this stock, though. A lot of pressure finally. There's a back air we'll be satisfied with. No doubt about that. So now Kola gonna try and mount a little bit of a comeback right now. Great, though, start for Louis. And he continues that. Love that forward tilt, the control that he is exhibiting right now. Very impressive stuff, baiting him a little bit with that tomahawk.
Oh, my God. And the single jab to try to read something afterwards. Kola buffering that roll in and did not get scouted out by Luis, but that's something that he can keep in the back pocket for later. Man, Luis just dominant control of center stage right now. Even the ledge trapping, like, he's not getting the most damage off of it, but he is not letting Kola get a foot ahead, and he has taken a full stock lead.
Yeah, Kola actually just, you know, unaccustomed to seeing this, right? Like, him just getting completely ran over, but Louis out the gate asserting himself, and it has panned out quite nicely for him.
A nice slide off on the platform there, though, does give him at least a little bit of pace to play with. And Luis in the corner definitely could have been a big opportunity for Kola to get something started. And, I mean, I feel like Kola does not get his engine going until something really, really big happens in the game. Whether it's that he does it or whether somebody does it to him, that's when he is laser focused and in. And I think right now, we're just waiting for that switch to flip. And in that moment in time, Luis is doing a really good job at taking advantage of the game state.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know, that's how some players are, too. They really need something to really just get that motor jump started, and maybe that right there could be the catalyst, because yet again, Cole found himself not too far down. Oh, a couple of nairs. Good string on that. Gets caught, though. Oh, my good. I love that from Louis. Having the wherewithal to punish the defensive option from Kola. Up smash, forward smash. He does it all with Palu.
I can't believe, again, it's the big reads sometimes that Palus need to win a game, and that might be the moment where the switch gets flipped for Kola, right after a big read like that. You know, you just realize, hey, I'm not 100% tuned into this game, and you know, could have gone low. Man, Luis also with the pop off in the chair as well.
And you know, if I'm Kola, I don't take that as any disrespect. I take that as an admiration of how great I am, and then just getting a game off does, you know, elicit that response. Obviously, you know, playing on a big stage like this, big opponent, it is not the easiest thing to do, but Louis handling business for the first game. I see Cole, he's like a rage machine. It can slowly build up inside him, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
Yeah, Luis accidentally clicked the wrong character on the screen, so we're going to take a second before they get into it. But, yeah, I love what you're saying about Kola, because I think that's totally true, that he is 100% an emotionally based player, where if he's not firing on all cylinders, if he is not 100% into the game that's happening, then things will be a little bit sluggish, and he is all about that speed right now. I see you in the crowd, by the way.
Hey, crowd looking good. We got, definitely a big, actually just trying to turn around. Kind of got a full house developing here. Love to see that.
Up in front of this beautiful stage.
Oh, yeah. Mainstage, you know, one thing about Mainstage, one thing about BTS, the aesthetics do not disappoint. Much like this gameplay, we are privileged to be able to cast for you guys right now. Game number 2 coming up, running it right back to Battlefield. Obviously, Kola not satisfied with how that first game went down. Going to look to rectify that right now.
What he's going to need is to get right back into the pace. Luis with a double parry, though, opens up an opportunity to jab, and it immediately puts Kola into the corner and off stage. Man, Kola still not getting into the rhythm right now. Luis in total control of this game, and even these juggles right now, you can see how many options he can cover all at once. Man, this Palu is oppressive.
Man, come on, I think you said it perfectly, right? The rhythm, not being able to get into the rhythm, like find your footing, get that groove in. That is one thing that, I'm not used to seeing, kind of Kola struggle with, but maybe just credits to Louis for being just that disruptive, right? Making things that difficult. Starting to find a little bit. Oh, okay. So what was that? Grab meets counter?
Yeah.
Just a little bit out of range.
A little bit too far, yeah. And that was a moment where Luis definitely could have followed up, and he was thinking that Kola was not at a range where he could have landed with an aerial. Regardless, Kola will land that kill move with the double-edged dance right back into things. He's got to channel the power of the Master Chief at 117.
There you go.
Louis Money not able to get the KO there, though, so Kola still a fighting chance. And with all this rage, you got to be scared.
Yeah. Good situation, though, for Kola. I mean, getting that first stock off, and now maybe starting to find some opportunities, get that offense going. Oh, my God, that grab was just disrespectful. Snatched him out the skies and just chucked him off.
The perfect yeet. Right into the basket.
The perfect yeet. Perfectly described right there, for sure. And it served him well. Obviously, Palu, yep, these are those opportunities. Oh, wow, I was going to say, a couple more aerial strings I was expecting, but no, Kola immediately just combo breaking that. But Louis gets right back on the hunt. And these two just slugging it out right now.
Let's see if Kola can get something to put himself back into the game. Was playing with the lead a little bit earlier and does continue to. Missing the sweet spot on that back air, though. Air jab, but no sweet spots available at that range. No reaction on that recovery from Luis with that shortened teleport. Kola still trying to find his way to take this lead and really definitively get his pace going, because even though he's playing with the lead, even though he's got that 2-stock-to-1 lead, still doesn't feel like Luis has totally lost control of the game yet.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, that's because he's just continually just knocking at the door right on. Oh, I was going to say, okay, it was looking like, I was going to say it's all over him. And this could be big, okay, explosive flame, nice smart stuff, able to shield through the side B the first couple of hits.
And Kola with a couple of attack cancel uppers as well to really keep the pressure on. Now he's starting to get into that rhythm. You can see that Luis now has not been able to throw out anything other than counter hits or something to stop Kola's rhythm. That is not happening at this moment, even at 150% holding on. Back throw is not going to be enough, so it's another reset for a ledge trap, and Kola hanging tough.
100% getting off that ledge too with the aggression. Kola really finally found that rhythm, found that pace, and Louis being the recipient of that. Going to take a lot to bounce back off of this one. Final stocks for both. Yes, but those triple digits, they do tend to threaten, especially against a hard hitter like Roy, but this could be the opening at least for a little bit of damage. All right, a considerable amount of damage, excuse me. I forgot who this is. Louis taking a big swing, almost connecting too.
Forward smash reads have been all over for Luis, and he nearly ended 2 straight games with it. Look at the idea with the counter as well to try to interrupt the recovery, and then the bounce next to the ledge. You never want to see a game end like that. Even Kola's sad about that, because as somebody who's coming back from after losing that game 1, you want to have that definitive moment where you can clap your hands and say, that was my game. But both of these players might feel like there's a little bit of a question mark after an ending like that.
Yeah, it can, I mean, on one side, if you're Kola, you're like, okay, I want to clutch it out just for my sake, right? I want to make sure I definitively take the stock. It just means that much more to me. But we'll take it anyway we get it. For Louis, it's just like, man, what could have been, right? What could have been if I did not have that unfortunate SD? But you know what? I always say in Smash, you got to have a little bit of a short memory and just on to the next one.
Well, the crowd getting loud for, both, I'd say the crowd, it's like 2 particular people for each player that are just shouting out for their players.
2 loud people, though.
Yeah, 2 loud people, though. I can hear exactly what they're saying.
Yeah.
Some of them say you got this, some of them otherwise, but right now, Kola, definitely the one working with the momentum. He definitely was able to, I think what we saw in game 1 was that his movement was not really precise, and his movement is really what defines him as a player, right? Whether he's able to force you into a bad situation where you feel like you have to act or do something, and then he's able to counteract that, or just be in places where you'd never expect him to be in the first place. Didn't see a lot of that in game 1, but now he is definitively cooking.
Oh, 100%. Great start. This is exactly what you're looking for if you're Luis. Quick retaliation. Of course, Kola, you already know, not going to sit here and let it go unanswered forever, but he is in a unfavorable position Just getting chucked off, and look at this control. Love what we're seeing from Louis. Louis has these gears, man. When he can really just get into that zone where he's just feeling it, playing so efficient, it can be so difficult. And even a player of Kola's caliber having no choice but just accept the beatdown being thrusted upon him right now.
It's just hit after hit after hit. And I mean, you said it right. I mean, efficiency is what really makes Louis Money tick. And when he is playing well, he is not wasting a single little piece of movement. Kola missing that ledge, or that tech chase right there, being pushed towards the ledge. Now has Louis Money in the corner as well, but no ability to follow up quickly. And we're right back to a situation where Louis Money can get things hugely going.
Oh my goodness, Kola, yeah. Really struggling here just to get any semblance of stage control out. That explosive flame right on the money. I thought Louis was gonna pull the trigger again on one of those Palu aerials, but doesn't even matter. The damage continues. Kola looking absolutely just kind of getting ragdolled, man. He is getting tossed. That is huge right there. I think it was an up tilt to finally close out that stock. He needed something to slow the, stop the bleeding. And I'll tell you what, Louis immediately just reopening up the wound.
Yeah, and it's all over, right? It's many different places that Kola is getting caught slipping to. I mean, we see Luis catch him right there on a dash in when it was not his turn. Even though Luis was in the corner, he still had that frame advantage. Now Kola trying to make that recovery. This is another one of those moments where that full drift in has been punished really hard. Luis missing his platform cancel, but he's still in the right spot to follow up. And we've seen so many of these situations where nobody can actually be on solid ground. They are both just flying at Mach 2.
Actually insane. Such a strong lead for Louis. Kola definitely going to need a big rebound. Nice little 3-hit combination. Got him off stage, but got to get rid of the stock. That needs to be the priority. He's definitely swinging and looking for it. But man, he's playing such a good defensive game too, right? Not trying to give up any openings for free. Obviously, Kola's going to be able to force a few of them, but is it too little too late right now? Maybe not. That's huge. Jab back air combination. We still got some life left.
And you can tell how bad Luis wants this too. And I think a big difference is that normally he's defined by that defensive gameplay you were mentioning, right? But he has really been working on making sure that he can be a stronger initiator when it comes to these games, that he can force situations where he can start putting on that damage, where he's in control of the game. That's been the story of this set. But Kola, with this amount of rage, you have to be really, really mindful as Luis that one solid hit center stage could end the game and not in your favor.
Yeah, 100%. It's very scary too. And for Luis too, you got to imagine if you let this one get away from you, that's got to be so mentally taxing. But the back air able to get the job done. That's the double-edged sword of being, obviously being that powerhouse that is Roy with all that rage, but you're susceptible to just one clean hit to finish it off. So not working in Kola's favor right there. Gives Louis a 2-1 lead.
And the battlefield pick is no longer where it seems Kola needs to be. He is taking this stage to Town and City. Will continue to be the Palutena and the Roy, even with the stage change. And man, with the intensity that these two are bringing, it almost feels like a Game 5 is inevitable, but Luis is still the one that I feel like is playing with something extra to prove.
Luis has been the better player thus far. I don't think that's a disrespectful thing to say right now, right? Just given how effective he's been both on offense and defense. So for Kola, it's about getting this consistency to stick. Kind of sort of what we saw some good moments in game number 2, right? But I'm used to seeing more consistency on his end rather than just flashes.
Yeah, no, it feels like Luis is on his A game and Kola's kind of on his B game now, right? It's not 100%. And I mean, Luis really has been consistent. Like you mentioned, he has been hitting pretty much everything he's needed to, and his, again, efficiency, not really been giving Kola anything big to capitalize on. And on Town and City, that's extra important because of how close those side blast zones are. You can see Luis's prime directive right now is to get out of that corner.
Oh, definitely. Understood. Great parry on that one, but Luis immediate retaliation with the dash stack. Love the aggression from both, okay? Trying to set him up right there.
Sour up air, not connecting for anything. But yeah, these two are, again, scrapping so much, Luis. And again, that's why he wants to be in center stage. Those blast zones are so close that even there, the jab backer almost did it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, not the sweetest spot on that forward tilt either. So Kola in the driver's seat, though, always standing right in the center of that Town and City platform. He's working with a pretty nice lead, and with that big sweet spot forward air, a lot of damage incoming from him as well.
Yeah, I definitely imagine sometimes it's just got to be a little bit more frustrating when you're getting those sour hits. No, those sour hits. But I mean, you want to talk about frustrating. That right there will do it. Poor Louis. And he's all but pretty much assured we're going to game number 5, barring some insane comeback. Not saying it's impossible, but not the most likeliest of things, I will say.
That's not the kind of character that Palu is, right? Like these kinds of comebacks, you have to be straight up outplaying your opponent to a ridiculous degree. And that back throw is going to be enough to take that stock, but you got to get through another one really quick to give yourself a fighting chance. And so for Luis, the idea, I mean, it has to be push Kola to the corner and get him off stage for something, anything to happen right now. 2 back airs, not going to open up into anything deeper, but do you see Kola still in that corner where he doesn't want to be? Luis had already buffered that roll, expecting aggression from Kola. Is that buffered option actually working out for the Georgian Roy?
Good Lord. We find anywhere to land. Okay, I was gonna, oh my Lord, I was gonna say find anywhere to land because it really looks like Luis is picking things up. I said it would be a miracle comeback in Kimona. You know, you lamented the fact this is not what Palu tends to do, but maybe it's what Louis does. Maybe that's the difference.
I mean, he is one of the most clutch players in the game for a reason. We know that for sure. Can he pull it off in the game 4, though, before he gets pushed to a decisive game where that pressure's really going to be on? Right now, it looks like he could be. He's trying to get a sense of Kola's rhythm. Couldn't get on top of it just yet, but he's got one more shot to do it.
Right, big gas coming down to the wire between both. This is so scary. Oh my goodness, another back, and that'll finally do it. Okay, I'm gonna say survived the first one, but the second one, it was not to be. Obviously, so much impact on that one. In game number 5, we are getting treated to with these. Hold on, Kola, where you going?
Kola needs to take a second. I don't know if there's a conversation, maybe a controller thing. Not really sure. I've seen a couple of those this weekend, but it's taking a second to walk that one off because, again, it really seemed like without that SD, that could have gone down to the wire. Yeah. That could have been Luis's game, and you got to just find one more level.
And that's the thing that will always stick in the back of your head. And it reigns true even from that game 2 as well. Like, you know, it's always that what could have been in some of those situations, you know. But you do kind of, you know, you take a positive out of it. Like, okay, I could have wrapped it up if I didn't SD, right? So let me just go ahead and make sure I play with 0 errors made. I'm only forcing errors. I'm not making errors. I'm only forcing errors. I'm Louis. That's what I'm thinking for game 5.
Come on, he is going up against somebody who is forcing himself to play where he just, Kola, I mean, you can tell just by the body language, by the actions he's taken outside of the game. He knows that there is another level on top of where he's playing, and he is clawing to try to reach that right now.
He understands, like, it's now or never, right? I need to unlock that other door that I'm customarily used to walking through when I'm engaging in players, when I'm engaging in this kind of high-level play, because Louis, he's pretty much been here all set.
And you can tell, again, he really, really wants to win this set. Maybe because he knows that the winner of this set is going to end up taking on Kurama. And that would be a big opportunity for Luis to establish that, hey, don't forget that I was the king of NorCal for a very long time, and I still am.
They definitely have a mutual respect for us. But, yeah, definitely, you know, the talk of the town as of late has certainly been Kurama, as you mentioned there. So, big opportunity, maybe waiting for Louis in that regard. But I don't think Kola caring too much about that because he is on a rampage to open up this game number 5.
It's all about that reliance on your technical execution, and Kola's one of the best in the world at that. If he can rely on his execution, if that has stepped up one more level, easily could be his game to win. But
Definitely.
Luis, aggressive movement right now, but got caught with not the best DI. Kola with the taunt as well, and almost pays the ultimate price for it.
Okay, see now, yeah, taunt to get bodied, still alive and kicking in 2022, baby. Don't forget about that.
It has never, ever not been a universal truth. It will happen every single time, and don't think you're immune to it.
Yeah, it was kind of funny, too. Like, when Louis got the stock, he kind of shook his head like, yeah, it happens. Oh, okay, putting on the pressure right now, trying to land safely. Nice, smart from Kola, just disengage from that situation and just react appropriately. Trying to find those hits.
Even that reaction time just a tick behind right now. Yeah, Luis able to get in with that nair. Where's the ledge trap going to go?
Nope. Man, both these guys being so disciplined with their play. Trying to find those openings. Both using those aerials to get the job done.
Oh my God, the movement from Luis. Again, like that's that initiative thing, right? Where he's just like, I want to get something out of you. I want a reaction.
It's just so many different layers to it, right? You think maybe he's thinking grab and he just throws out the F tilt, right?
Oof. A quick movement from Kola to turn around too.
Yeah, he's done, okay. And again, Kola, I guess he don't believe in curses. Maybe he should.
Maybe you should start believing. Let's say maybe you should start believing right now. It is Game 5, last stock between Kola and Louis Money. This is round 1 of top 64, and this may be the biggest pop-off of the weekend incoming.
It's nuts, man. This could be a top 8 anywhere. Both these two so passionate, so skilled, and so evenly matched throughout this set, but only one can advance. And it is undecided how this one will end just yet. Slowly, though, Kola starting to hedge his bet, get a little bit more so in the lead, but still a long way to go on these final stocks.
Oh, nice mix-up right there. Luis spent so much time threatening that backer that the moment it seemed like Kola had the timing down, the nair came out, led to a combo. These two are dead even in percents once again. This is a scary spot for a Palutena. Double jump as well, was able to make it back and get up attack, barely bailing out Luis.
Yeah, that was clutch in that moment. Oh, great. To drag that into the back air, that's huge. Oh my goodness, up B though, peeking just a little bit. Oh, there's the setup, 1, 2, 3, and that will do it. Kola takes down Louis in what could be arguably the best set that we've seen in tournaments so far. There's a couple of contenders for sure, but man, that one was a nail biter.
When it ends in a pop-off like that, you know how much it meant, especially for two people who have that kind of respect for each other. Man, it was all down to whether Kola could find another level, and he was able to just claw at it and get that extra gear.
As soon as I saw that nair connect, I'm thinking, okay, that's jab. Like, that's got to be jab, and you find that sweet spot off of it with the back air, and that's all she wrote, man. Dang. That was crazy, man.
That was definitely one of the best sets